And then from here, this kind of is your splash screen or your landing page for everything you want to do in iRacing. Over here on the left is your navigation panels. And if you want to go racing, you, oddly enough, click the Go Racing button. This will show you the official iRacing sessions that are available, and all official means is that iRacing has put those sessions up, and they are for iRating and safety rating. They will affect both of those if enough people join those races. You can sort by races, practices, all sorts of fun stuff using the filter that's up here in the top right. I recommend using it so you don't get presented with everything that's out there. And you can tailor it as you see fit. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how to do a test drive session. So right up here in the top right, under you have to click Go Racing, and then up here on the top right, there's a blue button called Test Drive. If you click Test Drive, it brings up a little wizard for you to be able to modify. So hold on one second. Let me just maximize this window and put it over there. That's been useful. Okay, whatever. We get it here. So you get this little wizard, and the first time you probably look at it, you're probably going to look at it in wizard format. I recommend just clicking all steps, which is the next little button down here in the bottom left. And you can set your temperature, humidity, wind speed. You can change it from dynamic sky or generate random weather. But more importantly than any of that is down here. The second box is you set your car, and we are going to be driving the Porsche Club Sport. So we are going to scroll down to Porsches with a P. And there it is, the 718 Club Sport MR. Hit select. And then we get to pick a track. I was just picking Centripetal Circuit because we're just going to learn the car. But you can pick whatever track you have available in the service under this screen and all these sections. And then if they have multiple configurations, you click the little arrow and pick which one you want. So we're going to do Centripetal Circuit. I'll leave the track state, time of day down here at the bottom. I just leave that as normal. And then hit continue. It'll give you a quick summary about what you're about to watch. And then you just click test drive. And what test driving is great for is you getting into a session and practicing. No one can join your session. You know, there's not going to be other cars on the track unless you set an AI race. It's just you and the track, an ability to learn it. You can, come to a full stop on the track to get a feeling for corners, look at corners, take things half speed. It's just a great opportunity to learn things. So we'll let this load up. And while that loads up, are there any questions about what I just did to get a test drive session going?
Chris, what happens if I don't own the car?
If you don't own the car, you won't be able to select it for test drive. What you need to do is under the far left page over here, you got something called Store. You'd click Store, and this will show you all the cars or tracks that are available for purchase that you do not currently own. You would find the car that you want to buy. So if you don't own the car, I don't know the Mercedes. So for example, here's the Mercedes. I'd click the car, what it is, it'll give me some information. And in the bottom right, there's a button that says purchase. You click your purchase, confirm it, and then it will charge the account that you have, the credit card you have file, only after you've approved and said, yes, I want to do that. And then you'll get emailed a receipt, and then you'll download the car. It'll prompt you to download it, and then you can run. So here we go, joining into Centripetal Circuit. Hopefully it's not nighttime, which it is. That's fantastic, but we don't need to see the track anyway. So I'm in VR, so I'm going to look around, and I apologize if anybody gets seasick by me looking around in VR, but it's easier for me to point things out. And my VR is freaking out on me, so give me one moment. Anybody owns an Oculus, we can't see your play area, and thus you got to go through the setup again. So done. Okay. So here we are in the GT4 car. Most importantly, and the whole point of this is I want to show you what's going on with the dash pages. So I've got my cursor. Hopefully you guys can see it. Can you? Moving around?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I
Yep.
can point at things, kind of. I don't know what eye you're being rendered through, but I'll do my best. So what you have on your dash is just a simple layout of information for you. Over here on the left are your temperatures in the top left box. Oil temp, oil pressure, water temp, and more importantly, fuel level, which is that bottom number. The top three don't really matter in iRacing. It's not like you can do anything with it. This car doesn't overheat unless you bang it into a wall, but it's really rare that you ever have to concern yourselves with temps or pressures. The fuel level, though, is important, obviously, because you can run out of fuel. Below that is something called brake bias, and I'll move my screen up here a little bit so it's easier to read. But what that does is that determines the amount of bias that your brakes are taking when you hit the brake pedal. So if you were, let's say, a perfect world and you wanted all four wheels braking at the same effect, you would be right in the middle. The front wheels are braking at the same rate as the rear wheels. Well, race cars don't do that. The majority of the braking force is on the front tires because when you're braking, the weight is transferring to the front wheels, more grip in the front wheels, so you want the front tires to have more braking force than the rears. But changing your brake bias can affect how your car handles under braking. And this car has the ability, like most cars in iRacing, to modify that. So if we change our brake bias, which button did I? Oh, right here. You can see when I twist my knob, I can change the level of brake bias plus or minus relative to whatever I set in the garage when I set the car up. So just to let you know, that's where it's at, and you get a nice little green bar kind of showing you in graph form where the brakes are going relative to your baseline. The big N in the middle is neutral, of course. We can shift into first, we can shift into neutral. The little zero that's up above that is your speed, your current speed. Below the N is your tire pressures. If you are in whatever unit of measurement you use in the garage, it will reflect here. So if you're using PSI, those will be in PSI. And then on the right side, you've got your lap timer and your differential time. So you've got what your current lap time is, and then how off you are from your best lap in that particular session.
So Chris, on the tire pressures, does that give you the tire pressure hot or what you set it at cold?
It's live. In this car, it is actually live what your tire pressure
Oh, wow.
is.
Nice.
Not all cars do that. And in fact, if the car doesn't give you that information in real life, you won't get it on the screen, and you can't get it elsewhere, from my understanding, from the data. So if the GT4 is a little bit unique in that sense, more than most of the modern cars tend to have something like that, but something on the older side will not have that. On the bottom row that we got here, we got a bunch of different boxes. The most important boxes we're concerned about are the second from the left, which says ABS. That is the level of ABS that we have in the car. Now, this car is a little bit different than real life in the sense that ABS level is also tied to traction control. The real life GT4 does not do that. It just affects your ABS. But for iRacing, we can modify how strong our traction control is along with our ABS. So the higher this number, the more traction control and ABS we have. The lower the number, the less protections we have. You can actually turn it all the way to off, which is all the way to the left, and you will get nice big orange boxes saying, hey, you have no ABS and you've got no traction control. Just beware. You can also in this car set and bind a button to turn just traction control off, and I think mine is bound to that. Yeah, there we go. And if you press that, you still have ABS, but you have no traction control, and it's designated by just the traction control and ESC lights on the right side of the dash showing orange and off. And then you press the button again, and it should turn them back on. You've also got lights on the dash as well, so let me go ahead and as I drive the car in a circle. Oh, I haven't driven this car, so I have 104 speed back. This is rough. So you've got dash lights for, as you can see, when the revs go up. But more importantly, if I brake like this, you can see vertical yellow lights. If they're vertical and they're yellow, that means your ABS is kicking in and working. If they are purple, you can get purple lights like that. That means traction control is kicking in. So yellow, ABS is being triggered. Purple, traction control is being triggered. Ideally, when you drive the GT4, you don't want to really be in ABS for prolonged periods. It's okay if they kind of blink at you. That means you're right on the threshold of braking that the car can do. And the purple lights show you that, hey, if traction control wasn't on, you would be spinning right now. So, we don't want to light the purple lights up if we can help it. Yeah, that's about it for the GT4. It's a mid-engine car, right? So it's going to rotate on its center axis point really well. It likes to trail brake, so we want to practice trail braking into corners. It does not like to be rushed and hurried. At the end of the day, is more street car than race car, in my opinion. This is not an RSR. We have no aero helping us or anything like that. So smooth hands, smooth inputs. Everything you learn if you DE with your regular Porsche is kind of the same thing. We just want to keep everything smooth. If you start getting rushed and you start trying to fight the car, you're going to end up going a lot slower than if you kind of just let the car do what it wants to do. And just you're suggesting, hey, I want to go around this corner in this way, and the car is going to try to follow that. If you find yourself getting frustrated, the purple lights are flashing at you all the time, the yellow lights are flashing at you all the time, you're overdriving the car. Bring it back a little bit. And you'll probably end up going faster as a result. So, any questions about the GT4 or anything like that? I'm sorry it's at night, but hey, the dash works pretty
well. For anybody that's on here and just joined, if you go up to the top of this list, you'll see Christopher Pios and you'll see the live button by him. If you hit that, you can see watching stream and you can join that if you need to see.
Chris, before you go out, you mentioned binding a button. Can you show how to do that, please?
Oh yeah, sure. That's a good point. So in iRacing, when you're in sim, which is what you're greeted with these bars top and bottom, you've got a couple options over here in the top right. You've got garage, which is your vehicle settings. So shocks, sway bars, anything you can change with the car is under garage. Options is more of a technical menu. So here you go. If you click options, you get greeted with this wonderful thing. And in fact, I'm going to change my force feedback while I'm in here so I don't forget. I have noodly arms, so lower it down. So here's your general options menu that you've got when you set up your steering and pedals and gearbox and all that. All the way over here in the bottom right is controls. And this is where you can bind buttons for use. So as you drive, you can bind an ignition, a starter, a button to flash your headlights, pit speed limiter, all that fun stuff. Here's your brake bias that I was mentioning. If you have something set, you can rotate a knob, let's say, on your steering wheel, increase and decrease brake bias. Same thing with ABS if you want to do that. And then right down here is what I was mentioning about traction control toggle. It's this button. In order to bind something, you just click it. It'll say click a button. And then once you press the button, it'll save it right here and show you here.
Hey, Chris, you might want to show where we bind our comms, because we're going to need the track comms.
Yeah, sure. So right here, comms are related to sound, so we'll click sound. On the right side in the top right is your voice chat. You want to have enable voice chat checked. You want to also, I don't know what radio scripting is, but I have it checked. You want to make sure your playback is whatever you're using to use audio for. So if you're using headphones, make sure that you select from this pull down menu your headphones and not your computer speakers. And then your microphone needs to be your microphone that you have selected as well. Push to talk is exactly that. Whenever you push the button, you will start transmitting. Louder is to increase the volume or decrease the volume for those around you that are using the radio. If you bind a button, I recommend it. Bind a button to mute, and that will just instantly silence everybody. And then, frankly, I don't even use these because I don't know how to mute a specific driver. The channels are to change your chat channels, but you can do this in the black box. I never do it, so it shows you I have them unassigned. But if I hop back in the car, use
So
your
real
F
quick,
box.
on the mute driver is just whenever they're in your ear, if you hit that mute driver button while they're talking, then it'll shut them up. Never hear them again.
There you go.
Exactly.
I just mute everybody. So here's your radio settings in your black box, and your black box is default connected to your F1 through F12 keys. The radio box, your your scanner is what you're listening to. So all these little green microphone things means that you're scanning on those frequencies. And then transmitter is what you are transmitting to when you press your button. I have my button pressed right now and it shows it at the bottom. I'm transmitting to all teams. But you can just double click to drivers, let's say, and that will put your transmitter to drivers. If you're running team races, you just want to talk to your team. Here's your team. Club is for iRacing clubs type stuff. Admin is if you want to talk to admins or race control. And I have no idea about private. I've never used it before. So when you're in a general session, you're defaulted to all teams. So basically everybody that's driving and anybody that's on a team can hear you. But you can move that around if you need to. Usually, I hardly use this, frankly. Basically, I just let it default to whatever it wants to default me to. And if I need to talk to someone, I can talk to them, usually.
Yeah, most of us will get a chat going here on Discord. It's a lot easier to talk with each other this way. But race official and admins will talk on iRacing radio. So make sure you have that so you can hear that. And there are a lot of guys who will not use Discord during a race, and they will only use the iRacing radio. We absolutely encourage at the beginning stages, until you get to know a driver pretty good, let them know you're passing on the right, or I'll hold on the straight, go ahead, nice pass, stuff like that. It's granted we have a microphone, we don't want to stay too chatty, but it is really nice to know that if you've got a single screen and you didn't see that guy coming up behind you, it's nice to say sorry about that, because I'll knock you into a wall.
Hey, Jim, is this set up as a league session?
It's under hosted.
Oh, it'll be under hosted.
Yeah, it's going to be hosted by me, EDE.
Okay, so if you're looking at my screen, still, we're back on the splash page, or the landing page for iRacing's UI. We've got a few minutes before the session should be launching, but in order to see it, we're going to go down to, again, Go Racing. But instead of what's next or up next, which is what's defaulted, we're going to go to hosted races. And this is a list of all the races that are currently being hosted by people. To host a race, it does cost money. It's a nominal amount. It's like 50 cents per hour. But these are people that have decided to buy server space for a race. It can be anything from open practice to, a full-on practice quali race setting. All these races are technically unofficial because they're not iRacing races. But this is a lot of leagues use the hosted races as their method or their medium to conduct races. Our session tonight is going to be under hosted races. And the way I've got it sorted is I have it sorted by track. But you can sort it however you want to do it. But if you have it sort of like track by me, we would go down to Lime Rock Park, which is what we're racing tonight. And here in the L's, it looks like no one is running Lime Rock Park right now, which is great. So we're basically we're going to have the only session that is running on this track. So that's a good way to look for it, is just look for Lime Rock Park. When you confirm it, you want to confirm it by looking at the name right here. This is who's created the hosted session. We're going to be looking for James Huth. And then at the end, the very last thing is actually look at the title of the thing. So we'll just wait. It'll pop up probably about 6:01, 6:02 or something like that. And then we can start popping in. When it does pop up, we'll click the little green register button like this one, which will pop up a page. You'll click the green register button again at the bottom of that page. So if we were to click this one just to show you, you would get this little fun thing. Oh, never mind. That didn't even give it to us. Okay, so we'll just wait for the session to pop up, and I'll walk you through how to do it.
There is a password. We put a password in, gentlemen, because we thought it was appropriate. All capitals SOS. That will get you in tonight. Normally we script these to league only, but I know there is a few guys here that I would love to give a hand getting their league invite done, because I see some guys and I can see the league invites and you haven't accepted yet. I can give you a hand with that.
Quick question. The safety rating will be affected in this practice?
Nope. And all of the league service with iRacing, no I-rating or safety rating comes into play, which is why you've got a big staff of EDE guys who help place you in the proper group of racecraft and pace to make it happen, because we're coming up on 500 members, so we sort of split into groups on national events. But yeah, do not worry about a safety rating. It's nice to finish a race in the top half of the race with 0 incidents. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's a little tough to apologize for knocking people off track, so part of our efforts tonight are going to make sure we stay on.
All right, 6:01, that means we probably are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and click hosted races again, refresh it, go down to the L's, looking for Lime Rock Park. It's still not there.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like to do, and for guys that are new, what you'll find is that we're setting up opportunities to drive all the time, and there's an area here in Discord to look up when people are setting up things to drive. If you just type PCA in the hosted races under the search box, it'll bring up all the PCA races at that time, and then you don't have to go up and down the list. So just an idea.
So there you go. So what he's talking about is up here at the top. We can search. We can type PCA, and there it is, PCA Lime Rock Park. Well, Bill, I like it complicated, so but thanks for telling me that. I didn't even think about that.
No, yeah, no problems.
So
it's just fun because there's guys who have sessions for practice almost every night, so there's always something going on.
So here's the session. If we click the little locked, it's blue because there's a password. It'll prompt us for the password, which is SOS, like the ABBA song.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, that
you
was the
click,
inspiration.
yeah, and then you click it.
That says so much.
When you click accept, you'll get a green bar at the top that says join. Click the little green join button, and it should launch your session. If you have VR, you will have to say, okay, you're going to jump in VR. If you don't, you won't get that. And then, yeah, and then once it loads, you will be in a session with Lime Rock.
Yep, and we'll stay on Discord here because when you get out on track, I'll start by doing a track walk before anybody really gets out there and tries to get some time onto the track. I'll start with doing a track walk at literally a walking pace. It'll take 5-10 minutes. We'll go through the course, name each corner, show where we need to hit it with our car, and then when we get out on track, we would like to put an instructor in a car with you. Pretend you're back into the green group on HPDE. We don't care how actually advanced you are. It is an easy way to start. It gives us an idea that you do have your stuff together or you're brand new, and we can, make evaluations and make sure you get placed into the right place. And we don't want some really seasoned veterans taking on some really new guys. That's not what we're about. We really want to make things fun and easy for everybody to race at a good pace. If you've never
run the GT4 before, I would recommend just using the iRacing baseline for now in terms of setups. iRacing has updated all of their baseline setups, and they're decently okay, but it's a good starting point. Once you start getting a little more advanced, a little more comfortable with the car, then you can start making tweaks to suit your driving style.
We'll wait till everybody gets in. But I'll explain a couple of things we'll do on this track. And I apologize for you guys who have done this a million times, but we're sort of starting over for the benefit of getting everybody listed as a new driver to get their feet wet into this thing. And keep in mind, we've got some guys here that have just started, and we've got some guys here that have been here for 10 years. So there's big differences right now. But we don't want anybody to get frustrated with it. I guarantee you the first couple of times you go around this course, if you're not used to it, the car, or iRacing, you're just going to be bashing your car around. And we apologize already. We've all got brand new GT4s here. It'll be fun.
So do we want to get off his live stream to help with any kind of bandwidth or anything?
Yeah, Chris, you can probably close your live out. I'll do the track walk, but I'd love for the guys to actually get in my car in iRacing, because then it puts their screen where they're used to being, and that'll make a difference, I think.
Yeah, you can feel free to click out of my Discord thing. I've just got it up. I was just doing a couple sighting laps because I haven't driven this car around here in a while.
So do you find that it really takes a couple laps for these tires to get where you need them to be?
It does. It honestly does. Usually on qualifying, your second lap, if you've heated your tires enough on the out lap, your second lap's the blistering hot lap. It gets slower from there. It really does come into play. You can overheat your tires, especially on this car. That comes into play. All these things make a difference. You can tell when your tires are starting to go off and all that stuff. They've really done a good job at modeling, really. Okay, we're getting a bunch of people in here. Do you guys all know how to get into somebody else's car?
No.
I don't.
No. Yes.
No.
Robert, are you around there? All right. So here's what
Do you want me to go out on track or something? Or
No,
do we need someone on track?
I was going to jump in the car, but I wanted you to explain how to do that through the playback.
Yeah, I could walk someone through that. Who's out on track right now? Is Chris out there?
Chris is out there, Ron's out there, and I'm in the pits, and this is where I want everybody to meet. I'll do a track walk, but I want to have people get into my car through iRacing. I don't want to do a share screen. I'd rather get their view on their computer and their screen or their VR the way they see it.
Great. So, guys, for those of you who are looking to do this, there's a couple different ways in the interface to do it. For me, the simplest is if you click on the Results tab on the lower left, that will show you all the drivers in this session. And as you can see, Chris has turned a lap and Ronald has turned a lap. And if you click on Chris, give it a quick double click, you'll all of a sudden be either on or in his car, so depending on your camera view. And let's talk about that a little bit. Now, in the center of your screen, you have some playback functions, and there are 3 small arrows on the bottom right. And if, for example, mine says for chase, if you hit the middle arrow and push it up, there are all the camera views that are default. Now, I'm not going to go into advanced camera controls right now. We don't need it. What you're going to want to do to get the in-car view that James is going to give you is the word cockpit. And now all of a sudden, if you clicked on Chris's car, you'll be in cockpit. Now, there is one caveat here. When you enter and exit your own car, the camera will not be in live view anymore, and you'll be several seconds behind live. And so what you want to make sure is underneath the pause button, it says the word live. Because right now, you could, for example, pause Chris's lap and start backing up or going forward, or watching, he's on lap 3 right now, you could go back to any previous lap and watch Chris's efforts. So, and right now a guy comes out of the pits and hits Chris. Oh, wow. Yeah,
sorry, Chris.
That's a
It's all right.
that's a good dude. What not to do. Perfect example. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So those are the key controls. You know, I recommend when you guys get a chance during the session to play around with some of the other buttons in there. You can't hurt anything. Control F12 opens up advanced menus. I would not get in that today. But if you guys need advanced details of setting up cockpit views and all that, we can help you with the deeper settings in the game. Does that help? Does anyone have any specific questions around that? Okay, so as soon as James Huth says he's ready to go, we will click on his car and follow his progress. And I will actually switch back between the cockpit view and the chase view so I can understand exactly where his car is as he explains the line. So there you go, guys.
Awesome. I am car number 12, gentlemen, so jump in with me. I'm going to stop my car on the downhill.
One thing you want to point out as well is to make sure that you're in the live view. when you're watching someone else?
Yep. Live is key. We'll test that as soon as I get to the downhill here. Okay, so I'm going to park it up here by pit entrance, but on the left for a minute. And now one thing to test, I would just want to make sure you're on live. That's left with my steering wheel, and that's right. Are you guys all lined up?
Looks good.
Looks good.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. I'm going to do this as I've been taught by instructors here. I will make no qualms about being a race car driver. I'm still a green group driver in real life, but I've been sim racing for about 9 or 10 years. So I've got more experience here than I do in the real car, but I know how to transfer the two. So sim racing goes a long way towards DE in real life. First corner here that we're coming up to, this is, everybody knows this is Big Bend. This is the ultimate corner, been talked about 100 times. I treat this as a double apex corner. Up on my left right there, the number 4 sign, that's where I start my braking. And I'm not going to brake hard, but I'm going to get from 5th gear down to 4th gear and down to 3rd gear, and I'm going to do that by the middle of the apex of the corner. You only need 3rd, 4th, and 5th on this track to get a good time. Don't need any more than that. I let the car rev out if I need to. But I'll brake hard all the way down into here. Between the 2 and the 1, I'll bend it back in. And I'm going to take a little bit of this first one, then that's going to be my first part of the apex. The thing you have to keep in mind is you've got to know that your tire is either up on that curb or not on that curb. You really need to be able to feel the difference because you need every inch of the track to make it work right. And that's a real hard thing to feel, is where your tire is. Once you know that you've got no more room over there, nobody's going to dive bomb in, you know you've hit the apex. It's really hard to get used to. Most people leave a car length in between them and the corner. And you really don't need to, but you'll get down into 3rd. I'll trail brake, it will come halfway out. That's all the further I come out. And the car is still rotating here. From this point, I'm just doing maintenance throttle with no real steering input to keep it straight. And I'll clip that little edge there, and I'll track all the way out to straighten it out, back on full throttle. And what they teach you at Lime Rock is aim for the bathroom. And you just come straight into here, but almost immediately, still in 3rd gear, you're back on the brake. And there's 2 ways into this corner with this car and almost any iRacing car besides maybe the Mustang or the MX-5. They're too fast to try to do the outside line here, which will give you a better corner coming up. The left-hander here is really just a sacrifice to get the straight, which will be the 2nd longest straight on this track, and that is where we will have our 2nd passing opportunity. I'll come down into 3rd. I will hug close into here, late apex, very late apex, and you see where the track straightens out right in front of me, and I'm heading straight for that other official straight ahead. That's the line here, as close to this as you can get. Turn in is just when it comes back. As soon as you've straightened up, you just jog your car the other way, and you want to late apex this, and this is all full throttle if you've paused enough to get around that corner. Those rumble strips you should hear. You should get all the way over there. This is the first passing opportunity, is no name straight. Why they call it that, I don't know. But we're going to try to only pass on 2 different parts of the track tonight if you guys can. I know the faster guys you can probably pass other places, but do the other guys a favor. Only use the long straightaway and no name straight for passing. I'd rather see everybody get back onto a good line for this corner, the uphill, west bend, and downhill. I start my braking right where this curbing starts. This is a good spot to do it. I'll be up into fifth gear if I can. I probably just keep it in fourth. I'll hit the red line, but I'll just keep it there. I do this corner in fourth. I brake all the way down into here, and before it ends, I'm turning in. And it looks early, but it is the correct line. I try to miss the copings on the side because it does toss the car, but the compression right here is what you're looking for. That little bit of uphill that compresses the car, you need to make sure at this point on, you'll be in fourth gear, you can get back to the gas, but because it's going to lighten your car up, you can't put too much pressure on the left-hand side of your car. It's got to have sat back down, gripped on all four, to be able to get up this hill. If you leave that weight shift on the left side of your car as you're going up the hill, it's going to unsettle it, you're going to lose your back end, and it's going to end poorly. You don't have to go straight up over this. In fact, I go about halfway, and I open up my steering once I open up my throttle. At the jump here, I have no problem getting off the gas pedal for a second, and it puts me a much better line. A lot of people go all the way to the left early. That's fine if that's how you came up the hill. I try to cut it a little inside. It's a more of a compression and less of a roll coming up. There is no marker for the brake line coming into this west end here. What I use on my front left fender, you can see the dark tree, the little one that's right up against the Armco. That's the one I use in peripheral vision. So when it comes to about here in my view, I'm on brake, still in fourth gear, and I don't brake much, but I will trail it the whole way. And trail braking in this car is 5%, maybe 7%, but no more than that, just so it's dragging. And this is a long corner. It's a fairly high-speed corner. Oh, here. Hold on, Chris, I'm going to back up just a second. There's a part of this track you'll want to miss, right up here. So, on the curbing here, this little access road, there's a big bump there. And if you get up on this curbing at this point, you're going to toss the car, it's going to go all the way left, and you're going to have a problem at the bridge. You want to make sure to get by that if you're going to come up on this corner. It's much smoother on the second part of it than it is on the first part. The corner also gets sharper as it goes, so the apex goes away from you. The apex is just about where that curbing clips. You can ride to the left here. Make sure you get back on. There's a manhole cover right here, a drain cover, and it is rough on the car. I will probably stay in fourth gear, and just before compression on this corner, it flattens out. Right about here is a dab of the brake. I'll usually be in fourth. You can roll in from there. And you want to be late in here. If you're early, you're going to track out too far. And that's going to cost you time, energy, everything. The way to get onto this straightaway and to pass somebody, because this is your absolute best area to pass. If you're going for a pass, shadow behind the guy, get some air, jump over to the right, but make sure you're up next to the guy before you can get in. He might not see you. He might have an Oculus Rift, he might have a G2, he might be on his kid's Sony television. You never know. So give someone the idea that you're there. I know you can't honk your horn, but you know, at least get up on them. Can't just stick a nose in. If they turn in and hit you, it's as much your fault as theirs because they might not have seen you. This is much harder to do than real life. You know there's a car. In sim, it's hard to tell. I recommend keeping your F3 box up. But I'll get a little more speed in here as we go. But you can really do this with just the 3 gears. And it's all about weight shift and controlling where that car is moving. On the third, I'll let it track out, get off the throttle, front end comes back in by itself. Onto the coping, looking for the John. Lots of trail brakes, still braking, still braking. There's my corner. Dead straight. Now I can come at this. And if I pause back there, this is all throttle. Brake at the top of that. Straighten out. Still in fourth, looking for the tree, brake. Get past that part, back to throttle. Just at the bottom of the hill, a little bit of brake. Get into fifth. I don't bother with sixth unless it's, you know, quick enough. There's the four. Fourth gear, third gear. Car comes around, half track out, let it come back in. Head for the jump. Heavy brake, lighten it up, let the front end get in, get it straight, make the turn. Dab a brake, stay in fourth, back to gas, straighten out. Look for the tree, back to gas, a little touch of brake, and up into fifth. I'll do one more. Here's my four. Down into third, wait, 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 there it is. Never turn the wheel. I kept that one arc. Head for the John. Dead straight. As the car came around, I can get gas further and further. Brake at the top of that, just touch it. Look for the tree. And that brake is just to get the front left tire to move in the right direction. It gives me all the steering, but then I have to be back off of it. One more thing to show. As in real life, when you're coming back through here, even if you're on your out lap, even if you're going slow, stay on your racing line 24/7. I'm doing an in lap, I'm just doing it with the exact same line I would do if I were racing.
Could you show a pit in and pit out?
That's where I'm going.
Oh, perfect. And while you're headed back,
Yeah.
the F3 that you mentioned, we kind of rushed through that. That's a very important piece of iRacing tool, and that is your relative box. And what he means by that is you literally hit the F3 key, it comes up, and it will tell you the gap in seconds and tenths of seconds of the car in front and the car behind. It's very helpful when you're releasing from the pits. It's also helpful when you're on track and you're going to be passed by a faster driver. So really good tool to learn and use while you're out there on track.
It definitely is. So here's the thing, when you're
going the wrong way.
I'm going the wrong way. So as you're coming down this hill, this is a great passing opportunity. And it's not about getting into the corner first, it's about getting into the corner quicker. So if you're coming down the hill and you know you've got speed on the guy in front of you, and you've waited and you're patient from no name, you didn't get by him then, you followed him on the uphill, you followed him on West Bend, and you followed him into the downhill, pause at the top of the hill of downhill. And as you get that corner started, he should be a good car and a half ahead of you, and then you can get by him. But if you're right up on his tail and he comes around this corner when you come around the corner, you don't have a run on him. And you really want to build runs when we're all in the same car. This is a great momentum car. It'll roll just fine without any input. But when you come off to hit the pits, make sure that you stay to the right at the bottom of the downhill. We don't care that you're coming in. If you want to tell people that you're coming in, that's fine. If you want to put that script up there saying pitting in, that's fine. But we're also going to know that if you hug the inside of that corner, you're going in. And you just stay in there. You need to get down to pit speed, which I think here is 35, by these yellow cones. This is another button that you can program. And now you'll have your pit limiter on. And there's no way you'll go over your speed. I'll go right to track out real quick. Now, green is where you can take your your speed limiter off. As soon as you get past that, your pit lane sign goes away. The blend line is right here. And it's this yellow line, and it continues all the way out there. You have every right in the world as a car coming in, or I'm sorry, as a car going out, you have every right in the world to track all the way to that line, but not over it. And keep in mind, if you look over your shoulder and you look in your left mirror or your rearview mirror, which is a horrible view in this car, better yet, look at your relative. If somebody is coming down there in 6th gear just flying, you do not want to be in that person's way. And it's just etiquette. It's, you know, hopefully how we're going to conduct ourselves. But that's how you can get back into the racing line. When they go around, then you can follow them.
Where is your actual speed, Joan?
It is on the dashboard above your gear indicator. So here, you guys won't be able to see
Yeah,
it
you
through
can't
iRacing
see-
this
Yeah,
way.
it doesn't show it.
Yes, that's correct. Same with ABS functions, tire temperatures, brake bias, all that is obscured so that we can't get an advantage by watching our competitors.
Yeah, you can watch the line, and you can watch where they brake by being in back of them and so forth. And a lot of us jump into our friend's car. You know, Chris will do some spectacular lap. I'm going to go sit in his car and go, how did he get that? And, you know, copy the move. Maybe he changed the corner a little bit differently than what I did. But there's the track walk. Any questions on this track or car in general?
I learned something personally, so I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, that was nice, James.
Yeah, what was your tip before the uphill where it heavily upweights? Basically have it land square before you go up.
Yeah, that took me that took me a while to learn in real life. I got yelled at by my instructor, and he goes, you know, straighten the wheel, and I was totally capable of taking the car up over that hill at a little bit of an angle. But because I was going into it at a little bit of an angle, my wheel was turned, and he wanted to make sure when I unloaded the car, it didn't get away from me, so that when I landed it, my steering wheel was off. And that's a really hairy situation. There's a lot of people that get light on that uphill, but there's a compression zone there that you can look at, and it'll help you get around it. If you're still in my car. Right here, as you get around this, that uphill, right there is where the compression hits. And if you hit it just right, all that steering comes back. You can put your wheel back to center, and you can go up over the hill in this direction. And it looks wrong, but it'll land you right here. It's a perfect line. It lets you in and out of there just fine, and it doesn't unsettle the car. But I wasn't going straight over the hill. I was straightening my wheel so that wherever I was on that hill, I took off and landed. Well, that's wonderful, but I was able to carry a lot more speed, so I still had some weight on my car when I went over that hill. And the way to take that easier is to, as long as you're going across it sort of diagonally, there's no reason you can't still keep your wheel straight to your car and get over that in a semi-diagonal way and be just as quick.
I got it. So basically just make sure you're straight going up over it.
Right. Yeah, and every time he yelled at me to go straight, I straightened out on the track where I was. And what he meant was keep the wheel straight, even if I was going across it. What you want to make sure is when you land that the weight that is now back on your front tires, because you may have turned them while you were losing weight, that it doesn't all of a sudden throw your front end around.
All clear.
Because the back end will not follow it.
Yeah, it's basically like the uphill S's at VIR. You just got to land and make sure you're straight every time you land.
Exactly. Doesn't really matter how you take off, just as long as you know how you're landing is much more important. And it's it's harder in sim than it is in real life by far. But yeah, you guys can, jump on out on track, do some laps. We will start jumping into people's car. And if we need to, I've put a bunch of other audio channels here. We might jump into your car and give you some pointers. But we just want to see you guys, get your legs under you. I know some of you are really experienced here and some of you are brand new. But keep in mind, everybody here is new at some point. And we just are here to help. So give us a shout out if you haven't had a ride along, and I don't think many of you had. We'll jump in with you and start it from there.
Hey, Jim,
Yeah.
do you want us to? Can we just start in with specific drivers and then just start clearing these guys out together?
I don't see any problem with that. We'll just
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check out a particular driver that I know, and I can get that done very quickly, and then I'll jump out and then find somebody else. And I'm assuming Robert. I just talked to Leaf, by the way. He should be here in a few minutes if he's not joined already. So I don't see him actually yet, but he said he'd be on really quickly here, so we'll have another DE instructor quickly.
awesome. No problem. No problem.
All right.
Definitely jump in and go from there. We'll get as many people as we can.
Yeah, I'm jumping in John Lee Miller, car 10. Okay.
Oh, cool. Now? Double check.
His invite didn't work. The invite didn't work, but I was able to get him in, and I'll have him clean that up after. I didn't want to waste your time while you're doing this,
No
but we'll
worries.
get him sorted.
I'll hang around after. I can rescind and resend and get anybody who's missed so far.
Do you want to allocate people, Jim?
I'm nowhere near that screen.
Okay.
Can you tag Michael Purcell? I think he's from our zone, so we can get to know him.
Okay. You want me to do Michael?
Yeah, please.
Okay, got it. Michael, are you on comms?
I am.
Okay. I'm gonna drag you down to a different channel so we can talk to each other without talking to everybody else. So stand by. I'm just going to the pits.
Hey, John Miller, would you check in on Discord?
All right. Let's see. Who needs a ride along right now? We'll get you guys sorted.
James, do you know what the password is for this session?
The password is SOS, capitals.
I should be in the session now. I'll get a few laps to warm up, and
Sure.
then after, I'll be ready to take ride any advice anybody needs.
Fantastic. So, gentlemen, shout out if you're ready for someone to jump in with you. We'll ride along as you're doing your laps. Make sure you're hitting the right spots. Let us know.
Anytime, James.
Same here.
Mr. Douglas, Mr. Schum, you guys good to go?
Yeah, give me a couple laps. Yeah, I'll be ready in a couple minutes. I've never driven this track in this car, so I need a couple of laps practice first.
No worries. That was Ron. You want me to jump in with you?
Yes.
All right. Here we are. We should be on a different channel now. How you doing?
I'm good.
Oops. What's not working? Hold on. All right, there I was. I was on the wrong screen. This technology sometimes. All right, what car number are you?
62.
All right. You might have your push to talk button assigned on the same on both of these, with iRacing and Discord. Because when you're talking here on iRacing, I see your name on, or when you're talking on Discord, I see your name on iRacing as well.
Yeah, I think I did.
I can
rechange that.
That, or you can just open, go to Discord and open your mic up, so you don't have to do a push to talk. We don't care in the classroom situation here. We don't mind at all. I see you talking, Robert. I'm on Discord with Ron.
You want it voice activated?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably easier. That way you're not trying to press a button and drive. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely.
Yeah. No,
Don't
that's
mind me. Don't mind me, Mark. Just keep going.
Okay.
All right, I'm with you. Yeah, this car is amazingly quick compared to how you can sense it. And I know you've been out of iRacing for a little bit, but it sure takes some seat time, doesn't it, to get back?
Yeah, it does. I mean, see the inputs, like right there?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like I gassed too early, and I wasn't off the curb.
Yeah, just what I do, especially in this car, is I keep into a higher gear with a lower rev. And it keeps the thing sort of smooth. It gets torquey down low, so yeah, jump into third here, but do this whole corner in third. And just stay in third. It feels like you're crawling.
I know.
Yeah, but slow way down, way down, way down.
Let me know if
Get
you need
that
a
corner.
rattle on, Mark.
Perfect. Yep. But stay in fourth. Don't go to fifth. When you top out in fourth, get back on your brakes. There you go. Make that corner. Keep straight and no gas. Just wait till you land. There it is. It really does go for it. And the slower this car goes, the more control it has and the quicker your lap time comes.
I find my braking late, like still in the corner because I'm still going too fast.
Yeah. All the way down to third here. There it is. Let the front end come around. Yeah, instead of getting back on it, you should stay off the whole time.
Stay off.
Yeah, but it feels like you can get back on it.
But then
you
it
just can't.
just drives you out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's the problem is you can't tell how fast you're going.
I know.
Or how much you've slowed down. That just takes back to the seat time of the whole thing. But, yeah, let it land. There you go. And brake there. Up high. There you go. Stay on it. And now get back on it and pause about halfway down the hill so you dip your toes into that area and wait until the car gets straight before you get back on the gas. And as you get used to it, you know the string theory they always teach, tie the... Yeah, that's really, really key here. I'm able to get on the gas when my steering wheel is turned, but not very much. But that little bit helps. But you start to get a feel for it. Does my tire have the traction to hold me in the corner? And I get most of that through the audio. I turn my engine way down and I turn my tires way up. And as soon as they start going shh, you're at their grip limit. If they get louder than that, then they start to give way and you can no longer turn. And that really just takes its toll.
I can feel it slipping from under me at times, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's that plus the auditory that lets me know where I'm slipping. But yeah, that's the feel you have to put back into your fingertips instead of your butt. And it's, you know, I spend more time on sim, thankfully, so I'm quicker here. But I also wouldn't drive my real car like this for nothing. Yeah.
I hear you.
It's a bit of a leap of faith. Yeah, nice. Slow early for that. It lets you get all the way down and straight here.
No, that was better. And I find, I don't know, what do you keep your wheel radius at on the turn? Like
no less than you do.
I'm like at 460 for
with the on your calibration for it.
Yeah.
900 or 1080 is where you should be.
Oh wow.
You're probably up there then, which makes it a real spritey steering. It shouldn't be that quick.
Okay.
Yep, keep it slow and then get back out. But yeah, it's getting around that corner first.
I need to straighten it out.
Yeah, here, jump in, go to settings real quick and make sure you're not in the, yeah, just make sure where your wheel's set. If it's set at 480, it's moving quicker than you are.
Yeah, it's at 434.
Can you crank that up to 900?
I can, but it won't affect, I don't think it'll affect my fan at the DD2. But let me try and see if it does. I'll just go there. See, I'll have to recalibrate.
Okay, because that'll make a big difference. That's gonna be a definitely different feel. It's definitely a wheel that's cranking way more than you are on it, because it just throws your front end around, and you're not doing that by your wheel.
Oh, it wants me to recalibrate my wheel. Okay.
Yeah, try it, see what it says. Is one of our guys available to go grab Alan? We can.
I'm available.
Awesome. You can probably drag him down to one of our channels if there's one open. I know he has no mic, but at least jump in with him and see how he's doing. We'll get him hooked up with a mic at some point here.
Okay. What the heck?
Alan, do you want to join Channel 5?
Alan, if you can hear me, can you join channel 5?
You might be able to drag him down there by hand, Chris, if you left click on him and pull him in there. To see if it's any different. That, or you want to set it backwards so you learn the odd way, and it'll be so much easier when it's right.
Input goes.
Yeah, does that feel more like a one-on-one? Yeah, does that feel more like a one-to-one?
Yeah.
Okay. Bunch of cars coming. Yeah, stay tight on the inside. There goes one. No, he's giving you room.
I don't know. Actually, it seems like it's... Jeez.
Huh. It shouldn't take much to turn it, but
No, it doesn't.
But it
doesn't take anything to turn.
Yeah, but it looks like it. You know, it looks like you're struggling with it more than you need to.
Well, I have the force feedback on, I think. Probably heavy too, but yeah, I'm fighting the how fast it turns.
Yeah, it looks like it gets steeper at some point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that just shows right there that the input from your wheel is going so far over that you're just scrubbing off speed.
Yeah.
Because you're not slow enough, you don't get the weight on it, which means you don't get the turning. So this car is really good with light inputs, and this track is really good with light inputs. And you just got to make sure it's always better to slow first, because then you can really get the rest of the car under you.
It doesn't like to accelerate on the wheel turn, that's for sure.
Oh no, no, it doesn't. And it'll hold it all the way through a turn. But if you get off the gas and start messing too much with it, it starts to sway. So the easy no sway is to either be on the gas or be on the brake. When you're in the corner, you can be on neither, and the car will track just fine. And it'll be just a touch of gas or just a touch of brake. And you know, I was saying, trail braking on this thing is literally 5%. It's the weight of your foot on the pedal. It's not much more. Anything more and you start taking your steering away.
Definitely gonna need some time in this car. But I like the feel.
Yeah, we pick it for some of these things just because it's not an easy car.
Right.
But it's also slow enough that you can get it back. The RSR is really, really fast, and that's what we're using in Zone 1. So we'll be at Most Sport on Monday in the RSR, to do a DE there. And that's a much easier car to drive, but it's also much, much faster. And there's lots of things that help you around a corner. This car, you're putting where you need to put it. It's a little unforgiving. And the Cup car, forget it. That thing hates everybody.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. I've seen you drive it, and I can't stand that Cup car. Because I just have such time braking on the damn thing.
Yeah.
You have to brake so early, it seems like.
You do. You have to stab at it and then roll off, and roll off smoothly, because it's not an easy car to drive. It just isn't. Lots of guys like it, but it is not an easy one.
No, I think the guys who drive well love it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's starting to feel better.
Yeah, no, I'm getting I'm still not hitting every line and braking point yet, but that's gonna come with a little more time in the car.
Yeah. I mean, like real life, it's seat time. Makes a big difference. And all the instructors, myself included, we've been going at it and racing each other at the top end of whatever field we're in for 2 years with each other now. So we've really got a good feel, and we're used to the car. So we're now seeing where we can help out, because we've got so many people.
Oh, I can't believe how many people are in the...
Yeah, well, you were one of the original guys from Peach State, right?
Yeah,
You jumped in there after Series 1, I think it was.
That's right. Oh, shit.
You did make it around, though.
I just wanted to get out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you at all.
It's like the best thing is just keep going fast.
Yeah, no problem.
No, it's starting to come back to you. This isn't an easy car for it. I do have 2 races at the end of this session, which is probably another 15-20 minutes, and we're doing a heat race. So it'll be the first one, and then I think the top 15 or so invert, and we do another one. But that's just because I want the guys who haven't done some racing with each other to do it in a don't worry, we're not going to yell at you format. Because a lot of guys haven't joined the zone groups because they look at it and go, man, you guys are quick, I'm not going in there. Well, we would rather have them join.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the only way to get someone going is get someone out there. So if I just force a race on them, you never know.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see, he should come from around you. Oh, I've got a different relative box up. I'm looking around going, is that Michael Polisek that just went by? I can't tell. 'Cause, yeah, the other thing is just heads up on this is tough. If you see someone in your mirror and they've been there for a whole lap, there's a good chance they're working really hard to get around you, but they don't know how. Or you're at a similar pace that they can't.
Yeah.
So a pause
Then
on
they
the
dive bomb
uphill.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not watching for them. You're looking for your turn in, and they happen to be in there. Right here, this guy is. Oh boy, bunch of cars everywhere. He didn't make it there.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're coming in shallow to that second part of that apex. So if you track out a little further, carry one solid arc all the way from the first apex to the second.
Okay.
going on your right. You're fine there. They'll both go. Just brake earlier. Yeah, now see, he's going to stay out there a little bit and then come in. That's the line to go through. Similar to this one. See how you went out there a little bit? It makes it a better entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that second apex, a big bend. That's what you're looking to do. You're just chopping off the front of it too early. You're trying to get into that corner before you need to. So here you're free. I don't see anyone around you. Brake early. Yep, now stay outside a little bit. Leave yourself a full car like now come in. Now you can get back on the gas.
Nah, I didn't straighten it first, though.
No, but that was more along the lines of swinging the back to get onto that line. You're pretty close to
Yeah.
it.
Try this again.
Yeah. Brake early, but let the car come out.
Well-
Someone's coming inside. You're fine. Yeah, but let the car go a little bit wide. See how far he goes out, and then he comes back in.
So that's just too much speed going around.
It's not necessarily as much to speed as, in other words, the line, if it's right, you could carry that much speed through it. But because you're trying to make that corner sharp, and you can make that corner loose, that's what's killing that time.
So after the first turn in, you're saying let the car drift out a little bit?
Yeah.
And then bring it back in to the second apex.
Right. But make that second apex really, really late. Your turn in is way early.
Too early, okay.
Yeah.
That's a habit of mine. Yeah.
It'll bite you in the sim. Back down to 3. Now stay halfway out. Now slow down, slow down. Now turn in tight. Yep. And when you're coming to the downhill,
Yeah, I'm gonna need one.
when you're coming to the downhill, don't worry about the corner. Get your braking done as you're on the downhill, so when you start the corner, you've got your tires under you, and you can get on the gas much earlier. That'll shoot you down that straight even quicker.
Do what now?
So
Brake here?
Brake
Right here?
right in here, and then do the
Okay.
corner. This should be able to fan out all the way to full throttle there, and you should see your
Yeah.
time come down. Yep. Stay out a little bit. Stay out a little bit. Stay out a little bit. That's yeah. You're
much?
cutting off where you need to go by being too tight on the inside. You should be able to leave a car width between you and the line.
No.
We do, generally it's about halfway through the track. Yeah, so you don't need to brake as hard as you have been going down this hill, just brake a little earlier. Now you got your tires, you can go back to gas. Yeah, that was smooth.
It felt better.
Yep. Hit this first one. Now let the car track out. Stay left, stay left, stay left, stay left. Now in. Yeah, but it feels like it's way out there.
It does. It feels like I'm so late, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I got.
And there'll be a point where you can get your wheel turned at the proper turn-in time, and your wheel will not move or change that arc. The trick is within one move of the steering wheel, you should be able to hit both those apexes and track out midway through the track at the widest part of Big Bend. Ooh, another GT4 into the wall. That happens. Yeah, that way you slow less down that hill, but you can carry more speed going out.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep, stay wide, stay really wide, exaggeratedly wide, now in. Yeah, that's just going to take some practice to get it to where you go, there it is. But if you've ever been here, there's the CDI at the track runs that M3 BMW, and he goes out there and power slides the entire thing when no one else is around, and it's just nuts. And normally you don't hear squealing tires at a track. You hear tires getting grip, but you don't hear like someone's about to hit the wall. And he does full power slide drift around that whole corner. And that's sort of, it's not exactly what you're looking for, but it is the direction you're heading. You want to let the back end come out, so stay wide. And from here, aim towards the other side of the track, now in. Yeah, now there you're just late on it, but between those two is where that spot is. Oh, geez, I didn't see it was... Okay, there's only like 8 minutes left before races here start. I'm going to toss you back to the general population of Discord.
All right, thank you, James. Appreciate
no problem,
it,
man. We'll get you running with us. Monday we're going again as well for the Most Sport.
Okay.
Awesome. We'll see you in a few.
All right.
All right, gentlemen, I almost completely forgot, and this session is going by so fast. We set this up to have 2 10-minute races with a little 5-minute qualifier with 3 laps. That's going to happen in about 5 or 6 minutes, but it's just so you get used to a race start. Half the grid will invert for the second race, but it's a good practice to get. And when you're in here with all of us friends and instructors and new guys and old guys, you don't have to worry about hitting the guy in front of you and wrecking anybody's race. This is just to get you guys used to getting at least a race under your belt, so you're used to people flying around by you.
Is there an instructor free for a ride along?
Sure.
Adam Wells number 4.
Hold on, let me get. Okay, who am I talking to?
Adam Wells in the number 4 car.
Adam Wells, good morning. Hold on, let me pull you down to a channel. Hi, Adam. I got you.
Hey, James or Jim?
Jim or James works. I've got no issues on any of them.
All right, copy that. I was calling for a ride along for a while. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out my mic just wasn't keying for whatever reason.
Oh,
wasn't
no.
picking up on the screen. So I was getting like Tom all over again. No one was talking to me. So
Gotcha. Well, I am in your car. I just head on out. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm in your car. Have you been doing this iRacing thing for a while?
a month or so now.
That's it. Really cool. What are you thinking of it?
Oh, I'm a video gamer, so it hits on a lot of nerves here for sure. So
Oh, fantastic. So what's your driving in real life? What do you take to the track, or do you take to the track? What do you do?
So I just bought my first P card this summer. Didn't make it to any of the SCCA or driving events put on by Porsche or otherwise.
Okay.
But just with COVID and everything, it was a little bit kind of crazy trying to pull it together. But I've run. I don't want to pass here. I've run 10. I've lost count, but a number of 24-hour of Lemons events.
Oh wow, cool.
Which are a great, inexpensive way to, wheel-to-wheel race against other idiots that have more money than sense.
Well put. Oh, someone's on your right. Who is that? Oh boy, this is not going to end well. Okay, okay, well. It's funny some of the stuff you see on here. I don't race in real life. I attend HPDEs and I bring my car to the track, but it's an 80s 930, so I'm 4-speed and whoa, I'm 4 on the floor and heel towing and all that stuff. I have a ball.
Awesome.
But I would never drive my real car like this. Just not a chance.
Now, from your view, can you see my throttle and brake input?
No. I can't. I would have to be in I'd have to be in a screen share type of situation, I think.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm still sliding a little bit, pushing it a little too hard. I think the best thing with Lemons,
which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a finesse car. Like I've been running almost exclusively the Miatas, just building up my license and getting used to the game and whatnot. So.
Practice is up. Oh crap! It's going to race that quick. Here, let me put you back to regular Discord. I'll jump out of your car, but then I'll jump in a couple of times during the race here. And hold on.
Okay, cool. Very good.
All right, gentlemen, we've got, I think, 5 minutes of qualifying, 3 laps. Don't worry about where you end up. We'll do an inverted grid after this. They're only 10-minute little races, and this is just to see how you do single file with each other. Make sure you give each other enough room. If you have an opportunity to pass, feel free to do it. If you can't make the pass, make sure you don't make the pass and let the guy in front of you get his legs under him.
Are we still aiming only to pass in No Name and in the main straight?
Yeah, that's my hope. That's what we do in real life, but not everybody follows those.
Okay, cool. Oh, I see I'm still in channel 2 here rather than the main. Should I jump up to the main channel?
Yeah, here, I got it.
Because Steven is busy.
I can grab. Why don't we go into channel 5?
All right, Denny, I'm gonna grab you into channel 2.
All right.
Yeah, this is Alan Goldie. I'm on my phone mic. I couldn't get a ride along either.
Alan, how you doing? There you go. We'll get you rolling. We are already starting.
You need a ride along? I can help.
Yeah, John.
Need help? Jump into channel 5.
Do you want me to spin up another session, James, for those that didn't get checked off?
It's probably not a bad idea. Just putting up another hour.
Yeah. No worries. Let me get that started.
Awesome, thank you. We've got 2 races, 10-minute races. This should end on the hour. And, you know, maybe we'll take 5 break and go back at it. But I think this is great. We're trying to help as many as we can.
Guys, it's qual, so I can't.
Yeah,
do
let
it.
me get a session up, Leaf, and you guys can join that. I'll just set up a practice so that you guys can do some.
We're gonna do it now or afterwards?
I'm gonna set up for now. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll set up for 2 hours. That way, it's up for a little while if folks are around.
Awesome, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I was hoping we had this many people. I didn't think we were going to. So that
I'm gonna tell Bill you're setting one up, Jared.
Okay.
James, I'm done with Michael. If there's anybody else that needs anything.
Alan, are you still hanging in this channel?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm just kind of talking on my phone.
Okay, Robert, you want to grab Alan and drag him down to a channel?
Sure, I'll do that. Hi, Alan. I'm going to move you somewhere quieter.
Keep in mind we're at a qualifying, and then we got 2 quick races.
Do you want to qualify, Alan? And I'll just stay with you here while you quali.
Oh, yeah. I already withdrew, but I can rejoin.
Yeah. Go back in and join and qualify. Have some fun.
All right, let's do that.
Hey, Mark,
I'll let you know when I'm there.
Okay.
Hello? Mark, you want to qualify? I'll jump in the car with you.
Sure.
Go to channel 5, Mark?
Yep, take my VI up.
So, gentlemen, before this session gets done, I know we've got the 2 10-minute little races coming up. However, Jared was kind enough to set up another server, also same as this, without the races, on another server. So if you wish not to do the race or jump over there, we'll continue on. Really good showing. Thank you, guys. We'll meet on the next server if you want. We'll
James, which configuration were you running?
Okay.
Classic.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yeah, it's just for me qualifying leaving the pitch.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can't find Lime Rock anymore.
This session has now already gone to race. So there will be a second session getting set up right now. It's set up the same. Jared Rodeheaver is the host of that one.
Yep, should be up any second. Just hit the OK button. It's called PCAEDE, same password, SOS.
All right, I'm going to jump over to that. So anybody who wants to do check rides instead of race, there'll be a couple instructors in there. Yeah. I know Braun and Anderson will be in there shortly.
I'm going to race.
Of course you are.
Is there time to run these quick races and then still get in the tail end of that session?
Oh, yeah. There'll be 2 hours.
Yeah, I set up for 2 hours from now.
Yeah, right on. Thank you.
Hey, does anybody have a setup? I'm on baseline. All right,
Sure,
I'm
I
gonna
have
run.
a really good one.
All right, I'm gonna run Laguna.
That's a long ways from here. You sure?
Yeah. Road trip.
All right, so y'all chatting the whole time we're racing?
We can.
On
We
occasion,
do.
yes.
That's the hardest part is figuring out the audio mix between.
You can also just deafen this nonsense while you're racing.
Yeah, make sure you bind a like a mute to or mute and deafen to Discord button somewhere because the chatting never stops.
I was gonna say because I'm in Oculus, I have to take it off to go look back at my Discord GUI.
Yeah, I've got a button on my steering wheel specifically to mute Leaf Peterson.
Yeah, we all do.
Damn.
Oh, I know, that was harsh. Who said that?
No love.
Says I missed the start. So, gentlemen, a bunch of us are just watching from above here. So, enjoy, just, you know, be casual. Make sure you are aware of the people around you. We do have a session that is going to start as soon as this one's over. So if you don't want to do the races or afterwards you want more of a checkoff, we've got a session.
It's up now, so.
How many laps is this bad boy?
It's just 10 minutes.
So that's like 9 laps.
Is it a rolling start?
Yep, rolling start.
Hey, Max, come over to the right. There you go.
Standing starts in the GT4 are kind of boring because it's just mash the pedal and then shift to first.
Yeah, just stay safe in the first few corners, the first lap.
AC, pull up. Get it behind Chris.
Yeah, don't worry about someone who's not in their spot. I'm just
Okay.
watching from above here.
Green, green, green.
Yeah, just leave some room for other drivers.
Oh, my game's crashed.
Oh no, Mark, I was on your car. I felt like I went into the wall with you.
Oh, John.
Sorry.
Damn it.
It happens in that corner.
Yep.
All right.
That happens.
Hopefully I'm not that bad off.
There is quick fixes, and this is just for fun, so.
Yeah, just the cold tire in lap 1 in this car is a lethal combination.
Yeah, make sure you watch out on track entry so you don't nab somebody inadvertently. It does happen.
One thing that I remember from they always tell me is don't copy the guy in front of you. And that's exactly what I did, and I spin out of control. Just like the guy in front of me.
Target fixation, absolutely. Yeah, it is a quick fix, guys. So if you want to take a tow and go into the pits, you can get yourself a brand new GT4 there. They're like cotton candy. We're handing them out.
Sorry. So how do you do that?
If you've crashed your car, you can escape to get out of the car, and there, instead of saying drive, it'll say tow, and that will tow you to the pits. But because we're under a race situation, it'll take the time it takes to tow you into the pits. Once you're in the pit, go to your black
F4?
box, I think it's F4, and you'll see a quick repair should be checked. Just make sure that's checked, and you'll just flash into a brand new car.
I see.
Yeah, we don't care where people wind up in these races. It's just to see how you drive under a little more of a scrutinized pace with people all around. Although we usually take this a little slower one-on-one, but we've got so many guys, we're trying to get everybody going.
Racing is the crucible.
So you do this every month for everybody that is new?
Every week.
Right. So every week, every one of the zone groups holds a driver education day. And it's usually a couple hours session. We do track walks. We discuss how to get around the track, the particular things about the car. We work on racecraft. We have a lot of lesson plans where we drive side by side for a half a dozen laps. Then we do some passing that are all under controlled circumstances so people can get used to racing with each other and getting side by side without, knocking fenders or ruining someone's race.
Right.
But because we have so many zones doing their own thing right now, they're all at different tracks and they're all at different cars. What I do is I manage the DE program for PCA National in the Sim series. So every now and then when I see that we've just got way too many drivers for these zone groups to onboard 20 new guys, I throw something like this. And we just start knocking people out and we'll get everybody on track and get used to it. This is just a first time we said, let's just get every new guy we can get into one server and we'll just keep it going. So I'll probably do another one next week, and the week after that. We're cresting 500 members right now. So we went from not that many to, oh my God. So, emergency situation. But you'll see once a week, your zone area will be having a DE and usually a prelude and then a race.
They normally do it on weekends?
No. I think most of the zone racing is done during the week.
Okay.
What zone group are you in?
Was that Potomac?
Okay, so you're in...
He's in zone 2.
Yeah.
So I wasn't looking at who was talking there. Max, was that you that was speaking
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
No worries. I just wasn't looking at that screen at the moment.
I'm yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're running DEs on Tuesdays in zone 2.
Okay. What time?
7 p.m.
Okay. I'm looking forward for the next DE then.
But what cars are you running, Jared?
We are running the RSR exclusively.
Very nice.
This week at Summit Point.
Ah, shoot.
I've heard that sound before.
Yeah, too wide. Trying to hit that second apex wider, but
Sorry, Robert.
Sorry, Leaf, I had to slow down.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Can't take out a leader like that.
You can if you hit him in just the right spot. Oh, you mean? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well done, John. You take out Chris.
I'm trying my best.
No, your car still looks good. So keep going.
Well, we have all
Yeah,
been that guy.
Yeah. No, your line has been good. I think you just got scared by like Chris just close up on you like really, really quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, which he did to most of us.
Is that Jonathan?
Yes.
Yes, that's me. Yeah.
So yeah, I watch now and then. Okay, watch getting back on the track there, Max. Guys
Yeah.
coming up right behind you. You're all right. But
Yeah, I moved to the side because I saw you guys coming.
no worries. I'm just watching from overhead view. I've got a what is it? The helicopter. It's pretty fun. But there's I saw you when you hit the grass there. That just really throws the car. If you come into contact with the grass, you just got to follow it where it's going to go. Let the car straighten out and go all the way off the track in a straight line, and you won't loop it back around. It's going to be easier to get back on. But that just takes practice. Once you hit the grass, just get off both pedals and steer out of it, and it'll come back to you, but it takes a bit. But we have all gone off.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, except for Lee. Why
Now,
am I
one
laughing?
thing- Sorry, one thing that I find kind of weird, but I don't know, it's just probably me, is that in my car, I rarely lose traction. Now, I may not be racing, but in these cars, I'm always all over the place.
Yeah, it's difficult to imagine when you drive your real car. Think about when you're even at a track, how often do you really mash the gas when you get out of a corner? And this one, in sim, if you look back at your telemetry, you'll realize how heavy your right foot actually is compared to real life.
Well, that's the thing. That's why the disconnect between the I guess on the pedals strength and the braking and everything is what feels different.
Yeah, try getting used to using some of your other senses, especially your ears with the tires in the GT4, to find the limits and kind of make up for that no G-force factor.
Yeah, because one thing you'll realize is after you, like if you can drive clean, then you can take this lap time and then compare it to your real life lap time. For example, my home track is VIR also. So I would be driving in a GT3 like the week before a DE, and then I would go there and I was like, oh, no wonder why I would crash in a GT3, but not in real life. Because in real life, like you're actually going a lot slower. Even if you're driving the same car, you can never replicate the exact same lap time just because, I mean, everyone's sport is bigger in sim compared to real life, right?
I would never do the moves I do here in a real car.
What was that all about?
We just messing around. Sorry.
Damn Dark Knight just rammed me.
I thought you were pies. He hit me.
Good thing this doesn't damage security or safety rating or whatever.
No.
Well, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
All right. I'm going to go over to the other session.
Well, I was happy just to survive with my same car that got beat up in that first lap. Crunch.
That's an accomplishment within itself, you know, because whoever didn't, you got in front. It's only a minute, Michael. We should be able to be all right.
Yeah, there's another race up in 30 seconds, so make sure you join for another start.
Do I just need to stay here or just hit warm up?
Yes, just hit warm up and then it'll quit and then you just grid up again.
Yeah, you
If
don't
we
even
wanna
need
find
to
a-
hit it. Yeah, it's going to start in 10 seconds.
The ride along, is that in another hosted session, similar name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's by Jared Rodheaver. Hey, Jared, what's your password? Same?
It's SOS. Yeah, all caps.
Got it. Thank you. I'm coming over now.
This is John Cheps. I'm going to drop off now. Is there anything else we need to do?
I already put some notes to James because you belong to Zone 1, so James can work with you a little bit more. Yeah. Glad to have you
Great.
with us.
Great. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
No worries.
All right, John.
Hey, John.
Join the other one if you want, and we'll get everybody rolling.
Thanks, James. I gotta take off too. I'm gonna spend some time tomorrow.
Gotcha. No worries, guys. Take it easy. Make sure you message us. We will make sure everybody gets signed off. We'll keep doing these until we get everybody through.
See you, Ron. Glad to have you back.
Thanks, John.
Okay,
Good to be
thank you
back.
very much, everyone. Have a good one.
One to go.
Good
Next
night.
time by. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed right now.
All right, I'm driving this one.
Man, when Pays, or however you say his last name, Chris, blew by me on that last one, I was like, damn, what a different league.
Well, that's just it. We've got from the very fastest to the very slowest all on the same server sometimes. And getting used to that's a little rough too.
Catch up, 18. Car.
Yep, just drive your line. Those fast guys like Chris will find their way around.
Yeah, definitely stay on your line. But, staying on your line is fun and all, but can you? That's half the trick. That's why we're doing these.
I think we're all working on that constantly.
Michael, your rims are so shiny.
Hey, Leaf. This is Denny. Do you have time for a check ride?
You should be getting over there. He's...
Yeah, I'm here now.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna grab Alan. I didn't know you were waiting. Okay, I'm here. Let's go. I'm in your car.
Did you have a different channel for the sound?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in a different channel. Let's see. Put you in channel 2.
Get ready. Going green.
I wonder if we're going to have some gap shooters on this one, too.
Hopefully
Car is
not.
off. Time to do your
Something
job.
we try not to do, but it will always happen.
Green, green, green.
Ooh, look at that green one.
Left side. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Okay, not copying the guy in front. She just got out of the track.
Right side. Clear on the right. Right side.
Is there anyone available for a ride around?
Clear.
Any instructors, that is?
There should be. If not, I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
Right side.
Okay, cool. I think
You're-
everyone's just.
you're on the
riding.
second server,
Clear on
right?
the right.
Okay.
Right side. You're in fifth. Clear on the right. Car right. You got a slow car on the left. Clear. Right side. Clear. Car right. Clear. Right side. Clear. Car on your left. Still there, you're back in fifth. Clear on the left.
Hey guys, I gotta run. Thanks, Jim, for hosting.
No problem. Thanks for showing up, and throw any notes in there you got, and we'll get them going.
Oh no, what did I wrong? I posted my thoughts in the channel for us.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and I put some notes in the spreadsheet for the zone 2 and 4 guys. I just need to see what the ride along instructor said.
You're in
Add that.
fourth position.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll be over into your server in a moment here.
Yeah, I also added a new instructor for us.
Cool.
Hopefully another one soon.
Yeah, I got Josh to join up today with us as well. He does so much with the league, and he's just so.
He's a little
generous
fast,
with
a
his
little bit fast
time.
too.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
That car is a lap down. Car right. Clear on the right.
Does anybody else need check ride? Or-
Yeah, Adam Wells.
Adam
wants
Wells,
to
I
check ride.
got you, buddy.
Yep,
Okay.
cool. Are we grabbing another channel?
Yeah, let's go to channel 2 out. Adam.
Hey guys, I joined late. I think I still need to be checked. This is Ryan Rapallo.
Hey, Ryan, I can grab you.
Cool.
You got a slow car on the right. That car is a lap down. You're now in third. Left side, white flag this time. Clear. Car stop on the left. You got a slow car on the left. You got a slow car on the left. Car on your left. That car is a lap down. Clear on the left. Right side. Clear. Car stops on the right. There's the flag. It's over. Nice run. Solid work.
Right. Have a good evening, everyone.
Indeed. Gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Jared does have the other server if you want to get more time in or you need a second check ride or whatever. We will meet you guys there. But otherwise, thank you very much and keep joining the events. We'll make sure you guys get a class and all those invites and we'll make sure you're all good. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah, welcome everyone. See you
Yeah, that
guys
was
in
fun.
Grace.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, guys.
All right, James, I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you guys. I'll see you sometime next week.
Indeed.
John.
Leave any notes you got, but thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Jim, do you want them direct to you or just in the AD instructors group?
I usually do it on the paperwork we have up.
Okay, I'm a little more verbose.
You can leave them in our channel.
Okay, I'll leave them in the channel.
Cool. I'll be right over there in a moment.